Good morning, friends, and welcome to July, or at least what's left of it. I'm a bit behind this month, but that seems to be the theme this year, so we're just gonna go with it. I have a few things to show you guys today and a few things to harvest. I just wanted to take you around, show you what July looks like this year. It looks a little different than last July. If you want to check out that video, I can. I'll link it down below. Last July was so much better, depending on how you look at things. This year I just have my focus somewhere else, more inside with the family, and so the garden did not get as much attention as it needed, but I'm still going to get a decent amount of harvest, I think, today. So we're going to go around, I'm going to show you the garden, and then I'm going to try to harvest as much as I can today, just because right now I have the time. So right now I want to grab things. Some things honestly are a little bit embarrassing, the state of them, but I'm going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Some of the things that are doing really well, they are just my previous year's efforts paying themselves forward, which I'm very, very grateful for. So thank you so much for coming along. Let's just go see what there is to see. Okay, so first off, I have this basil plant that I keep mentioning to you guys that I want to remove, and it just keeps exploding every time I cut it back. The bees love it, and that is why I haven't been as motivated to leave it, or as motivated to remove it. Right here is a snapdragon plant that I had cut almost all the way back that just keeps also popping up, even though it is not the healthiest. And then hiding behind it, or rather should I say slowly being buried behind it, is a pepper plant, which, wasp just flew out of there, is a little pepper plant that is surviving. No fruit on that one yet. And then here, this massive planter, this is all just one cucumber plant, and we will come in here later because there are a couple of cucumbers I tried to harvest earlier this week, and I got like dive bombed by a wasp that is very much enjoying hanging out in here. So there's a couple of cucumbers that are probably a little far gone, but they're in there. The strawberries are doing great, and we'll see what we can get out of there today. We also have this pepper plant on the patio and the dead pineapple that I haven't done anything with. So we got some peppers we need to take today. This is a volunteer sweet potato plant, which we're going to deal with. This is one of the embarrassing things. This is spider mite infested carrots. So this is more what a carrot should look like, and this is what they do look like. So I'm probably going to come in here and pull all of this, because I can actually see so much spider mite damage in there. I don't know if you can see that. You can kind of see the webs and whatnot. But I'm just going to come and pull all of that. And then again, these snapdragons just don't want to go away. And then here's the lime tree. I think I've mentioned every year I never get limes because they're knocked off before they fully get to size. And so I hope that doesn't happen this year because I have a couple on here. There's one here, one right there. Let's see. There's another one right there. I think there's one more, but I can't find it right now. So yeah, I've got just a few limes. That'll be exciting to have. And then plenty of mandarins. Again, this year, they're kind of just sprinkled throughout here. I'm pretty excited. These are the Dancy mandarins. They're really delicious, and so I'm hoping to get some good ones again this year. And there's a lot, actually, on this plant this year. And then these are the pineapples that I have been growing. They're looking really, really happy in this planter. And every time I come out here, I check, and no, there's no pineapple coming up through there. But it's kind of exciting to see these doing so well because the other one over there is definitely dying. Okay, this is where things get a little more embarrassing. My back hill has been very neglected, and there are just kind of weeds everywhere. But I do want to point out the one zinnia that survived this mess. So I'm gonna turn the camera around and show you, but yes, definitely weeds galore and things not getting watered, which, you know, it's been an average about 100 lately, so things need water to survive. But let's just see what it looks like. All right, like I mentioned, tons of weeds, and my little pride and joy zinnia that survived this mess. Look at how beautiful it is. Now, if I prune this to like right here, it'll send off multiple shoots, and this will get nice and bushy. I just haven't. Along the bottom of the hill, we just have a bunch of things that did not get watered well. So we have some 2 volunteer tomatillos that are dying, some 2 peppers that I planted that are dying. That cucumber plant actually I ripped out, and then I think all that's left right here that may or may not survive is just one little zucchini plant. So there's that. Up the hill a bit, we have the lemon tree right here, and then up at the top is just some onions that went to seed, and then there's a little caracara orange tree up there that's hard to see, but it actually has a handful of oranges growing on it. Right here we have the peach trees. We already harvested all of the Eva's Pride peaches, and if you've watched any of my previous, if you watched the June video or if you watched my latest harvest video, you can see me picking those. Those were great. And then over here, these are the August Pride peaches that are getting ready to harvest. You can see some of them turning red there, and I actually see, I don't know if you can see that, is something being eaten by birds. So the birds think they're ripe. So maybe I'll grab a couple of those today and we'll see how ripe they are. Since August is just about the corner, we're gonna run up there today and grab some of those apples. They're hard to see because they're being shaded out by, or blocked by this peach tree. There's pluots here. We're gonna see if we have any of those to grab. If you look, these trees are loaded with pluots. To the point where I probably am gonna lose a branch from the weight of all the pluots, but we'll go and pull some of those today and see if they're ready. And then here on over, we have some pumpkins that I don't think are gonna survive the lack of water, and the onions that I don't think are gonna survive me not watering them. There's also a little cucumber plant in here. And then finally we have the avocado trees, which actually still have a couple of avocados hanging on, or at least this one right here. This is the Gem. And that one up there is the Holiday. And the Holiday doesn't have any avocados on it, but the Gem this year has a couple, which is the first year I've had them hang on this long. From right where I'm standing, I can actually see 2. So hopefully, I'm trying to walk around and see if I see any more. Hopefully we'll get a couple of avocados for the first time this year. Oh, and a little butterfly friend. Actually, I'm looking at these onions. Some of these, you see the necks are bent. This isn't gonna grow anymore. Some of these I could go and get and harvest. They'll be small, but you know, I can still eat them, that's the point. I figured we'll start the harvest with these cucumbers. Oh, here's a little one. Now, normally I'd let this one sit a little longer, but like I said, I haven't really had time to come out. So I'm just gonna take everything I can because I don't want it to go bad. I mean, if something's smaller than this, I probably won't take it. But these ones, I definitely am. I need to go get a basket. Okay, well, apparently I never clicked record, but we just harvested all of these cucumbers, and then a few of them in here had really bad sunburns on them. Oh, let me show you, there's one. So like this one, I don't know if that's gonna make it, but some of the other ones were really bad, so I just composted those. But that's pretty decent for one day's. That's 6 cucumbers just for one afternoon coming out, or one morning coming out here. So yeah, let's go see how many strawberries we can get. All right, it looks like the strawberries are slowing down. All right, peppers. Oops. They smell so good, you guys. Where's the other one? This is obviously tiny, but you know I'm not coming out that much, so I'm gonna grab it. All right, let's see what we find. I imagine some of them are gonna be tiny like this. Oh, can you see how many aphids are on that? Ugh. All right, went ahead and rinsed them because they were gross. All right, let's go head over the onions. That was a lot better than I expected. So you can see birds are starting to eat at these. So I'm just gonna grab a couple from this one branch. All right, someone is out tree trimming, so I hope you can hear me, but I just grabbed these 3 peaches and we'll see if they ripen. It's funny, I still have a couple of peaches left from the Eva's Pride in my fridge. So now we've got these. I don't want to put them at the bottom of this basket though, because the apples will smash them. So let's go grab the apples first. All right, I also wanted to share the other day when I came up through here, there was one of those massive spider webs with one of those, I don't remember what they're called. They're like big old spiders that are like the size of a quarter. And yeah, now I'm extra careful when I come up here. Okay, we're gonna start with the Anna apples. And I'm just gonna chuck them in that basket because I am precariously balanced up on a hill. I'm just gonna take anything that I can find, really. So you see some of these don't look quite ready, but they are red on the other side. This is kind of how I like to pick them. That way the flesh is a little bit more firm. I just chucked one down the hill. Okay, we basically left one apple on the Anna apple. Now let's grab the golden Dorsets, but they look a bit different. They kind of turn this yellowy color when they're ripe. Here's a little patch of them right here. Okay, I think that's it for the apples this year. There's one Anna apple way up top up there, but it's pretty green all over, so I'm gonna give it maybe another week and come grab it, hopefully I'll remember that. So let's see, there's our little apple patches. Now let's go see what we can grab off this pluot tree. I also just wanted to turn around and show you my view of this peach tree here. You can see they're turning orange and they're getting ripe. So just probably another week or two, I'll start grabbing decent sized harvests off this tree. These are the Dapple Dandy right here, and I only have a couple on them this year. I think they must be biannuals, but they're not quite ready yet. I picked one the other day because it was feeling soft, but it still tasted good, but it wasn't quite ready. So I am gonna leave these on a little longer, but I wanna go grab some of the flavor grenades, which, let me climb up in here, which these are the flavor grenades over here. And I'm not worried about picking a few and having them not be ripe because, as you can tell, there's a lot of them. All right, I know I said that I was only gonna pick a couple, but some of these are massive and they're really soft. So I'm just gonna go pick a decent handful. I figured I need to relieve the weight off the tree anyway. All right, I'm dropping a ton, so that's good enough. All right. Well, it's a hot summer day, so here I am sitting on the grass in the shade trying to stay cool, but here's what we have. That's our little harvest for today. I'm pretty excited about the pluots coming in. For those of you who haven't been watching along this year, I did get a freeze dryer earlier this year, and I do plan on trying out pluots. The apples have been great, the peaches have been great, the strawberries have been great, and I haven't done onions, garlic, and I haven't done my pluots, and all of those I plan to do this year. So some of this is going to go straight into the freeze dryer. It's going to get prepped to go straight into the freeze dryer, and those pluots, if you saw that tree, my goodness, the flavor grenades, I'm hundreds of pluots, so I'm going to be sharing those with friends and family and neighbors. There's no way I'm going to be able to preserve that many pluots, especially with my limited time this year. So I'd say that was pretty decent harvest for, like I said, a little bit embarrassing with how many things I let die, but still getting a harvest. So thank you just so much for hanging in with me throughout these past few months. I'm so sorry if the audio has been terrible. There are two different people out. I can hear a leaf blowing now. But hopefully you could hear everything I was saying. But just thank you so much for joining me and for just coming along for the journey, because this is just so motivating to me. I hope it's motivating to you, that if you are short on time, if it is so hot where you're at, you guys, it's like 9 in the morning and it's over 80. You can see my face is quite red. But if you're just in a position where you can't do everything you want to do in the garden, I hope that you're able to get out there and do something, because plants want to grow. So just get out there and just do your best and see what grows, and you might be surprised, because I'm a little surprised, but very gratefully surprised. Anyway, thank you so much again for just being here, and I hope to see you next month. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see what each month comes out like, or if you want to see what towards the end of the season, I'll post a bunch of videos how these trees did. I've been kind of tracking their progress over the years. Feel free to subscribe and tag along with us, and just see what gardening in Southern California looks like. I think that's it for July. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, friends.